December 28th, 9:51 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 2. This is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. What? What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Maya, not Maya, it's Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up by with a pat on your back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Whoa, pal. Oh, I know who that is. What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning? How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock, I just got on the way in. I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name, but that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? If he does remember, and I'm going to prove it. Okay, so I gotta prove. All right, this is gonna be a day. This is gonna be a day. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Right, very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask the prosecution to submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed by the silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma. Your opening statement? Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. And he's back. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop in the lake, and from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost his memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. Why I left court. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did, but I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? Figured I got nothing to do with this incident. Anyhow. I mean, I need one of these motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Okay. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. I'm gonna press on everything. I'd call what you did running away and not just leaving. I heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger. Now, Mr. Wright, there is no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness is not running away. Listen to the testimony. He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do, Von Karma and Yanni Yogi. But I wasn't running away or nothing. Then why did you leave? He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking? If I sat quietly, Edgard would be guilty in 3 minutes. Food? Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. He only eats those high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack? Well, I kinda got lost, you see. The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's gonna believe that. I see. So he was lost. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyway. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep, seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court's proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? It's impossible. I'm glad you come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. What do I have as evidence, anyway? I'm guessing the ballistic markings on this pistol match this bullet. And this is the gun. What do you think? You think the ballistic markings on this bullet right here match this bullet, which also match this gun? How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edwards and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. May I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past, or lack thereof, into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Order. Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Ho, now this is interesting. I would like to know myself, so who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Carmen. Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness' name. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh! Yanni Yogi from the Dl6 Incident. Figures the judge would have heard of that. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tisk. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness is Yanni Yogi? Fascinating. However, how do you propose you prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat this once more, that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yanni Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay, it's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them with the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see, that makes sense. Tisk. Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? What? No fingerprints? You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingerprints working with stuff. What? Yo, you stink. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past? Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No. Tisk, tisk. Well, what do you do? What do you do, Mr. Wright? Seems that the case has been decided, no? No! I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it in like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There's no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. Nick, what are you gonna do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased fingerprints. Yeah, we're gonna call the parrot to testify. 100%. What do I do? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief, hmm? Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot? What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to. Your Honor. The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Mr. Von Karma up? Oh my, on my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Order. Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you ask? This is a farce. I object. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing come of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy. Well, still want to go through with your little game? Yes? Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name. The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please, testify for us. We have to say his name. Don't we have to say his name first? Polly? Who is your owner? Hello! Hello! Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Maya. Who is your owner? Hello! Hello! We gotta present something. What do we present? How old is this bird? Let's just press. Witness, you cannot just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Hey, you talk to her. Right, what do I say? As I recall, 2 days ago. Polly, we have forgotten. Have we forgotten something? Don't forget Dl6. If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker had something to do with Dl6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello. That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot something. We forgot. Hello. Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't you say it? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when he asked if he'd forgotten something? Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. Hold it! You can't just say, okay. Maybe I'll get her to say the number of the safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what's the number to the safe in the shack? 1228! 1228! My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ah, ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? That's a good question. Probably the file. It's probably in the file. Let's check the file. 1228! It's the date of the case. 1228. The date of the case was 1228. Look at that. Air in the elevator depleted. Age 35. What the heck? It's the date of the case. Take that! The Dl6 case file? What is your obsession you have with this case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something related to that safe number? It's the case summary. It's on the case summary page. The case summary. Specifically, the date to which the Dl6 incident occurred. The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. Ah! He used the date of the Dl6 incident as a number for a safe, Your Honor. That's how important the date was to him. I see, it certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Bah, this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I am number one. That has nothing to do with the date, nothing. Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some more corroborating evidence. Where am I going to find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can get just one more piece of evidence. Right, but what? Very well, witness. You may continue. Well... Hold it! Polly, what's your name? Polly? Huh? Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this Karen is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Yes, it does. Ha, fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity? Then show us this proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluff a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Mr. Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof is that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... Alright, let's check this file again. Polly Jenkins. Polly Jenkins suspect data. Bam! Right there. Suspect data. Dl6 case file? It's quite a large file you have there. Which page is the proof on, then? Show us or stop wasting our time. It still sounds pretty thin, yeah. Very well, Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where in this file is this information connected to this parrot's name? It's on the suspect data page. Huh? This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly. Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parent after her. I see. I guess that is possible. Objection. Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does that make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion. Here. This is a mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seem more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Yeah, this game is kind of weird. I don't have a dog name. I don't have a dog, so... Witness, tell us your name. Wait, this witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to. I'm done. Nick, he's totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally, he's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order. Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. What? They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond. He said I was mentally unsound. He told me that it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Case over. Von Carmen, where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent. In this case, at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. That is all. The court is adjourned.
Objection!
Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means no. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's gonna say he's guilty. He's gonna tell them he was the murderer in Dl6. He's gonna tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do?
Objection!
This judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. Yeah, but this isn't actually on the case in question. So I still object. This is not relevant to the case at hand and the who is guilty. We already found the guilty party. This is a different case. So he's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth's out. For 15 years, I have had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. Hey, Izzy's TARDIS. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean, in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the Dl6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess to my guilt. I am guilty for Dl6. The statute of limitations which ends today. The culprit is me! As he points to me. Order. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent and is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. Bah, it's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We tried this man for his crime of 15 years ago. I think I would like a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. Well, Karma's perfect record is gone. We ruined his perfect record, right? Didn't we? Like, we've had all of our clients... I've just wasted all your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, detective, but it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy, just crazy. Edgeworth had, well, Karma has an ego the size of, like, the universe. Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case? For what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. Well, what are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. Or right. Right. December 28th. Okay, we're back in court. We're back in court. Edgeworth needs to get laid. Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the Dl6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? I mean, Karma's perfect record is gone. 40 years of perfect... 40? Was it 40? 40 years. Perfect. Guilty. All the time. He got a not guilty. His perfection has been ruined, right? I mean, technically, they found the guilty party and arrested him. So, in that sense, the perfect record of convicting somebody and getting them arrested, I guess, wasn't ruined. But, will the witness take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter in the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. The Dl6 Incident. That day I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to that day. That's all. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream? We were stuck in the elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events. Blah, the same claim Mr. Yogi made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. The Dl6 Incident. It all comes to this. I'm gonna impress. What was the trial your father was involved in that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost, and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney. Mr. Von Karma, you were handling that case? It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details. That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. As I went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. So, there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator. Yes, myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first, but then as time passed and no one came to help. Okay, let's ask about the argument. What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... just then, something heavy fell at my feet. What was it? A pistol. I assumed it was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from his holster. And you picked it up, and what happened next? I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous, but the air was getting so thick I panicked. So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi. I was in a daze. A moment later, there was a single shot, then a scream. The gun fired once. Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and the horrible scream. The scream? It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. To this day? Yes, I can practically hear it now. I doubt I will ever forget that scream as long as I live. There it is. One part of that testimony clearly contradicts the evidence, but I don't know what it means. I better find out and quick. Okay. Look, there's a bullet hole in the window. Look at this, a bullet hole in the window. If the gun only fired once, why would there be a bullet hole in the window? Alright. Makes no sense. So there was only one gunshot. Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honor, unfortunately you don't. Take a look at this. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago, and in it lies a clear contradiction to Mr. Edwards' testimony. Well, I can see the victim, Gregory Edwards, lying there. But what do you mean, a contradiction? Just as I thought, the judge is clueless, as always. Show the judge the contradiction in the photo. Alright, it's right here.
Take that!
As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Miles Edgeworth testifies that there was only one gunshot. However, according to this photograph, not one, but two shots were fired. One shot hit the victim, the other hit the elevator door. I ask you then, why did Miles Edgeworth only hear one gunshot? This photograph does seem to confirm a second shot. However, when was the hole in the elevator made? It might have been there before the incident occurred. If it was there before, it does nothing to do with this incident. Mr. Wright, do you have proof that this bullet hole was caused at the time of the incident? Do I? Do I? Do I? Do I? I don't think a pistol bullet would go through somebody all the way and then through the window. I don't have significant knowledge of firearms, but I'm pretty sure that wouldn't happen. I don't think I do. How would I prove that the bullet hole was caused at the time of the incident? I didn't think of that. I don't have proof. As I suspected. Given that all this happened 15 years ago, it's doubtful any proof remains. Nick, take a look at this. The court record? Look, doesn't this make you think? Whoa, she's right. That is strange. Your Honor, I think that I will be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. What do you have that proves the bullet hole in the door was related to this incident? Well, crap. Oh, wait, maybe I do have... I guess I can look at the file. Oh, the oxygen! If there was a hole, the oxygen... There wouldn't have been an oxygen depletion. There was a hole that caused the oxygen depletion. Duh! The whole oxygen situation. That's a duh moment. The air in the elevator was oxygen depleted at the time of the incident. That's the proof I need.
Take that!
Your Honor, the answer is in this file. You do enjoy dragging that file out, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you tell us what page it is on. Which page shows the link? The case summary. Mr. Wright, please think how we feel having to look at this evidence time and time again. Every time you show us ridiculous evidence, I feel well mocked. Well, I mean, I didn't really... What do you mean? That was right! BS! That was right! Okay, that was correct. I'm sorry to say that was correct. If there would have been a hole in the thing. I mean, my guess is it's maybe the victim data where it says 1 bullet found in heart. But I'm overthinking it. What do you mean I'm overthinking it?
Take that!
Objection.
It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. It does? I didn't actually see that. I didn't actually see that. Miles Edgeworth only heard 1 gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. Order, Mr. Wright. What are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course.
Objection.
I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand, Mr. Wright. Look once more at the Dl6 Incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary, that's on page 1? Look what is written there. Not a single clue is found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired twice, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. I think my evidence is stronger than your evidence. The gun was fired twice, I think is stronger than your evidence of the bullet never being found. Order, I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So, all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claims. That's bullshit. That's such bullshit. Like, okay, the gun was fired twice, but we didn't find a bullet, so it wasn't fired twice, I guess? Maybe? Okay. I have to conclude that the gun was fired twice, but we didn't find a second bullet, so I'm gonna dismiss the evidence. Because we didn't actually find the bullet. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense to me. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. Ugh, how did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Yes, some reverse CSI shit. Something like that. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick, if the second bullet wasn't there, then all of my conjectures are for nothing. No, but you said you'd do it. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just when I saw the photograph, I thought the 2 shots had been fired. They have! They have! I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. It was Karma. Karma did it. Karma killed the father. I'm pretty sure about it now. He sent the gun that was used to kill him, to Yanni, to have him take care of that defense attorney, and Get Edgeworth in prison. It's revenge. Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only one bullet was found at the scene of the crime. A shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth, precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father. Though it was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no. He's accepted the guilt. Very well. Statute of limitation of the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying. But my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright.
Objection!
Your Honor. I object. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object, Nick. No, this case is perfect. No, it's not! It's not perfect! It must exist. The second bullet. Hey, it's Mia! What? What did you just say? Nothing? The second bullet must exist, but where? Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to produce any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It existed. What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer. The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? Huh? First off, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. That's kind of my point. Was there any pressing need for the murderer to search for the bullet? Of course there was a need. That's why they took it. Wow, what possible reason could they have had? Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene is... maybe they thought that the bullet would be used as proof? Proof? It was a special bullet, so they took it with them. If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well. Huh? Why would they only take one of the two bullets fired? Oh, right. Mr. Wright, have you really thought this through? I'm going to have to penalize you. Oh, jeez. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it. The murderer, what does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but the murderer had to take the bullet. Had to? Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Well, for instance... For instance, what? Maybe the bullet hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform a surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer themselves was shot, and they left the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes, I guess that's how it would work, yes. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yes. They were probably wearing a thick suit, and maybe it shot him like in the shoulder and they didn't bleed that much. I don't know. Maybe they had a fluffy thing on them and it absorbed all the blood. You know? They were wearing this fluffy thing around their neck. You know? That acted as a very good soak for blood. Probably. That's probably it. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell that you're grasping, but I can't deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it, deny it. No one involved in the incident was wounded. There is no murder. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and last— Oh! He'd take a vacation because he got shot! What if Von Karman didn't take the vacation because of shock? He took it because he was injured. Which would mean— it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the Dl6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murder came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? Wait, I don't have enough proof yet. This is my trump card. I better save it for the right time. Mr. Wright, something the matter? I'm fine, Your Honor. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Shall we carry on with the trial, then? Yeah, I don't want to do it now, because he'll say, do you have proof? And then I'll say, no. That said, we have no further to go. All that is left is the finish. In other words, the verdict. What? Not yet. Think, Mr. Wright. You have said that someone from the outside was the murderer, yet you cannot suggest anyone as a possible suspect, which means your conjecture is worthless, and will be rejected, of course. Nick, there's no time to be holding on to that trump card. The trial's almost over. Alright, I may not know what I'm doing, but here it goes. Your Honor, there's a suspect, one lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. What? Von Karma. Von Karma? I like how he's smiling. You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right over there? Bah. You don't object? I see no need. Why, Honor? This is ridiculous outburst with my objection. Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident, yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Ugh. Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth. I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He's probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Not like in the movies. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Oh, it's still in him! It's still in him! Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how much you like it. You like it? What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is a metal detector!
Take that!
Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I don't think a bullet would show up on a metal detector, by the way, but whatever. I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There is the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is it even possible for all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. Aren't bullets made of lead? Aren't they generally made of lead? Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. Again, I'm not a forensic expert. We can use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. Oh no, he's sweating! He's sweating bullets! Look at him! Look at him sweating! Whoa! He's sweating bullets! If only he was sweating bullets. I said it and it didn't even realize it. Okay. I refuse. You refuse. But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order. Your Honor, the defense requests that we allow it to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said he had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we're gonna give it a shot. We should dissect him. Oh, it's beeping! It's beeping! It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma. You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Huh? Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the Dl6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to Dl6. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I. Mr. Wright, well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from Dl6? Of course he can't. You don't have any sort of Dl6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crimes. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave by convincing Edgeworth? By trying to convict Edgeworth, I can link that bullet to your shoulder to the Dl6 Incident. And here's my final proof. It's this bullet right here.
Take that!
That's a bullet. Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the Dl6 Incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with the weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. He did say that. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One bullet, removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets, then, if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we will compare the ballistic markings to this bullet on this bullet and solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? Oh no! He's going insane! Oh no! I can't do all those things. That scream. He went. That was my attempt. That seemed about right. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air, I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Throw it. Get away. Get away from my father. Bang. There we go. That's about right. That's the scream I heard in the elevator. 15 years ago. Von Karma. It was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma. Only you would just, so it was you! Wow, that was a lot of text. I could not read that. You and your father are my curse! Okay, now he's banging his head against the wall. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. Oh my god, you got a penalty on your record, dude. This guy's a psychopath. I mean, seriously. I mean, man, oh man. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Well, now he's threatening us with death, too. 15 years earlier. I think we solved the case. I think we did it. Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry. Von Karma, it is not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth! Edgeworth! It was a shot like none I had ever known. Me, penalized. It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out in the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button. Nothing happened. Then there was a noise. I was in pain, a horrible, burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. It was in his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Who would have thought? Another man who would come to open that elevator door. Judge! What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it! Very well. It appears that we have come a very long way in the end of this maze, 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was a nightmare. It was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Yes! That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait, what about Karma? Is he getting arrested?
Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick.
He didn't pretend to be cool. He was banging his head against the wall. He probably, like, made a dent. That's never coming out. Like, that's expensive wood. He probably dented that wood, that hard wood. There's probably some hard wood there, and he dented it with his head. It's gonna have his head print in it. This forever. I gotta say I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself, but now it's all just a good memory. I don't know if it's a good memory, but it's definitely a memory. So it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right? Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try thank you. I know, 2 confetti drops in one day. Like, whew! Like, it doesn't sound like they get many innocent verdicts in this courtroom. So, sometimes there's probably weeks and maybe even months that go by when they don't have to clean up confetti. And this time they got 2 in a day. Yeesh. They better get overtime. Alright. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. You gotta learn, Edgeworth. She got you there. Whoop! Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. Tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month, but who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Whoop! I feel foolish. Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all! Lotta! Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congratulations. Thank you. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Yeah, you know. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. I don't believe that. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now? Oh, that's me. Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Who, me? Oh, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Beyonce. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick! She's leaving me behind! Should have seen that coming. Yo, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Is it a coupon for a free hot dog? Harry Butts! You come along tonight too, my treat, pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right? Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not the... Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh? What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. Larry stole the money. $38 exactly? Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38. No. No, Larry, it was you? What are you so surprised about, right? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history, huh? Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, right. I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh? Edgeworth. You should have told me. Now, Nick. It was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Grr. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. Death! The death sentence for both of you. Man, if I only had known, I'd have become a prosecutor. The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney. After all, Edgeworth. Want to switch, right? Hey, y'all, line up. I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time. Let's go. And after that, dinner on me. Detective Gumshoe took us all out. Take us out on the night on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. December 29th, 5:02 a.m. That's early in the morning. Is it gonna be Mia? Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? It's only 5? Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, and it's training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless, so I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? Yeah, the first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station! To the station! I guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick! Maya. So, you're leaving. Yeah, it's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits, and I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? Hold it! Yeah, wait! What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. Oh, Mr. Grossberg wasn't bad, apparently. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. I have this old photograph. Here, we'll show her this photograph. Huh? Sorry, Nick. I guess I don't understand. You don't have to try and cheer me up. But one day, I'll come back and be useful, I promise. Oh, it didn't work. Oh no, we showed the wrong evidence. It was the bullet? Aw, man. So this is it. See you soon, Maya. Well, I cheered her up anyway. It worked anyway. It worked anyway. It didn't matter. Look how cheerful she is. She's so cheerful. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. With the same old I knew she got us the bullet, but it didn't seem like it would be the right evidence.
Objection!
Here we go. We got the credits. I mean, this technically isn't the end of the game because there's a bonus episode. I guess we still got the game is still technically going. Woo! Detective Gumshoe! He didn't hang his head low and went right back outside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Yeah, we're not gonna start it today. I mean, we're getting the credits and then like bonus stuff in between it, so I'm stopping the timer for now. Huh, Nick? Nah, I haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That Missy is a nice lady, but she's not exactly a cheap date. Oh, she's in Hawaii right now, yeah. Graphics is that person. Who, right? Yeah, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful. Main programming. Hey, it's the Phoenix Wright. Ah, the defense attorney from whom I wrote the affidavit for. Yes. Oh, you should know. I have taken over management of the Gatewater Hotel. Should you be in the area, please stop by. That's programming, not main programming, just regular programming, right? Oh, it's you, Phoenix Wright. Yes, me as understudy. Was he not? I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him of late. The days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. The scent of fresh lemon. Music! Masaka Zoo. Phoenix Wright? Is he an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't see a star with a name like Phoenix. DVDs. I wore an onion on my belt at the time. It was a style. I wore an onion on my belt. It was a style at the time. They didn't have the white onions because of the war. I'm pleased to announce the Pink Princess is a hit. I sure owe that Mr. Wright a great deal. Sniff. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of the public. I don't want to ruin my any kid's dreams, you know. Publicity. Hiroshi. Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She says you can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at anyway? Manual? We had a manual? I don't remember. I don't recall having a manual. Right? Who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk. Big Princess, alright? But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day, and I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. It's kind of a shock for my boy of my tender age. They still haven't fixed the head of that thing. Producer. Yeah, I remember, right? That lawyer guy? Huh, me? I'm in training to become a paranormal photographer. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them, there's a ghost. For real? Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous. I wanna see it. I wanna see the ghost. Executive producer. Shinji. Oh, it's Mia! I knew it! It's a ghost of Mia! Mia's the ghost. That's a very good picture of a ghost, I must say. A brand new episode has been added.